So we're going to look at diminished passing tones today. Alright, we're going with grateful. I could Alright, here we go. Ooh. Now, y'all heard that? Now he played that lick after. You got to pause here. Then he does his move, and he ends on this G7, which is a sharp 5, and we're hitting this chord because we're about to play a C minor. So it's here. So his lick leads us to this G chord. And let's listen to that lick one more time so I can break it down for you. Okay, so first let's get the notes for that. So we're gonna have. Now I'm gonna use it a little. I'll use it a little differently because I like that last chord preceding this one. I use a different notes there. So that first one is gonna be. We have a diminished there, B, G flat and D, and then all diminished chords here. C, A, and E flat, A, F sharp, and C, F sharp, E flat, and A. And now I believe he may have kept this as this, but I'm gonna change it to this, which is a 1305. Okay. I'm changing it to a 1305, and then here. Let me play mine with him. Okay, so now I don't know if you can, as you can hear it, the only chord that's really different is that 1305 there. Before we go there, so this is a really nice diminished lick to have while you're rating, while you're holding, instead of just holding this chord here. Before you go to this G, instead of holding the chord, you have your lick. Okay. Another placement, the same thing. The same lick could be really used in a lot of places. Because you wouldn't just follow this melody down. Because you can use it in a song like More Than Anything. Now, how about the same thing? We're going to do the same thing. Then, dun, 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 dun. So see, same thing again. That's on the A flat. All right. So again, I use the same concept because I know that the I Love You, Jesus, is in this D flat. Okay. So the 5 of that would be an A flat. So this is my target chord that that my diminished lick is leading to. The other thing I did was, because in Grateful, the chord I was leading to was this. That's just a half step lower. So what I did is I took the diminished chord that Mike did, his passing tones, and I raised it up a half step. So instead of I took this and raised it up a half step. Okay, so we just raise that a half step, all the notes go up, so. Alright, same note because I like the 1305 sound. And then here's my A flat chord here. And then that chord is a chord leading into I Love You, Jesus, right? So right, so I'm going to be on that A flat chord there, so I can use that. You don't have to do that movement. Let's try a movement that goes. Let's do that. It's really just based off of the little blues scale, major blues. So let's use that instead of, because remember Mike's melody goes, but instead let's use. So this first one here, we'll make this a diminished chord. We'll make this a diminished chord. We'll make this a half diminished chord, just so that we have some variety. Let's make this a 13th sus actually, or a sus chord, and then that'll be our target note. Here we go. Okay, so something like that may work. So here I did that diminished here, diminished there. I did the half there. Then here I went to okay, I decided I changed it here. I was thinking an E flat sus, so I wanted to go. That's the chord I was thinking. Rootless, of course. But I decided instead to do diminished there. Okay, now this is something that again, what I'm doing is I'm choosing the melody first, right? Because diminished chords work very well as passing chords. So going back to Bereal's, diminished, 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 diminished. Okay, and I could have used another diminished. Or I could have used that. So see, that would have been all diminished chords. So diminished chords work great when you're using passing chords. Of course, you want to memorize. Of course, you want to memorize all of your diminished. You want to memorize all your diminished seventh chords by playing your diminished seventh, taking that second note from the top, dropping it a whole step, and then just practice all your diminished chords this way. Alright, so this way at least when I need them, I have them. So if you're not able to, because the way I was doing it just now when I was saying the top note and I was calling the diminished chord out, and if you're not able to just hit the diminished chord, given whatever top note you need, you should be able to hit a diminished chord. And the only way you're going to do that is if that is in your vocabulary, that you already know the diminished chords for every note, right? So if I need to play an E, I know the diminished chord to that E would be this, because the diminished seventh chord is here, right? And I'm dropping the second note from the top. All right, so that's why when I said I was able to do diminished here, half diminished, because that's a half diminished chord with the E flat is raised up, okay? And then I decided to go. Okay, so these are just talking to you about just little things you can do in between phrases in order to get to a certain spot. So these are just examples of passing chords. Okay, that'll be all for today. Thanks for watching. Why don't you go ahead and on your own try to find chords and diminished chords that will work. Just harmonize them, and don't forget, memorize your diminished seventh chords. I'm going to go ahead and play Mike Bereal's song to the end. In fact, I'm going to play the melody on top of him so you guys can hear it a little bit better try to figure out what he's saying in the mic and all that. So thanks again. See you all later.